Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Reading with Leon. I'm gonna do a few more serious books because I'm not feeling the most energetic, so voices and all that that I normally would do. I don't know if I have that. I am still, for anyone who might be wondering, still in quite a bit of pain here on both sides, my neck, and my wrists and hands. So I'm going to try to do a few, see if my hands will hold up during this, no pun intended. So we're going to do a few serious books. The first one is called A Kid's Book About Depression. I'm very into mental health. I struggle with a few mental health issues. And Leon might have some too with everything going on. And I think all kids should know that it's okay to feel those feelings. Maybe not react in a not so good way because of those feelings, but to be able to have those feelings feel validated and not just, oh, you're sad? Because a kid doesn't know what depression is. Oh, you're sad. Oh, you just need to lose weight. Or, oh, you need to eat this. Sometimes there's no reason for feeling sad, except it just comes up. And I hope this book explains it pretty well for kids that might need to hear it. So it's by Kileah mcilvain. And it says, Better Together. This book is best read together, grown-up and the kid. So if you need a minute, pause it. Maybe bring a grown-up if you're a kid, or bring your kid if you're a grown-up, or I guess you could show it to them later if you want to watch it first. So it says, it has an intro for grown-ups. It says, Hey grown-up, I know that delving into the subject of depression can feel like jumping off the diving board into an ocean of unknowns. And it's true, it's hard to explain things like this to people. I hope you know that your willingness to discuss this topic with your kid opens up a safe space and a place of compassion as you navigate these waters together. It's very important to make them feel validated. If they're feeling mad, sad, angry, happy, kids have rights to feel that just like we do. And maybe help them explore why they might be feeling sad, even if, they just, won a big race, but, for some reason they're feeling sad. Maybe it reminded them of a friend that's no longer there, or something else. Sometimes our mind just goes somewhere where you're like, how'd you get over here, mind? I was over here. It's very important to help them with that. Vulnerability is the soil of connection and growth, and it's a privilege to walk with you and your kid as you discuss the topic of depression together. And it's a privilege if you're using me for that too. I appreciate it. And y'all can reach out to me anytime. Any questions, if there's a book or a topic that you guys want to talk with your kid about, I will do my best to look for this book. I wasn't even looking for this book when I found it. Actually, from our local library, there's a whole stack of ones about, depression, divorce, and so, if there's a topic that you need, I can go and see if they cover it. And the author then says, I hope it gives you a framework to better understand yourself or your child, or a loved one in your life. Feel free to share this with them at any age. I mean, you could have a friend who's 25 that, has depression, but, doesn't know how to talk about it, doesn't know how to explain it. Send them the video. Or if you're dealing with it and you want to bring it up to your friend, send them the video, and I hope it opens those doors for you. So here we go. My name is Kileah, and I have depression. Now there's no pictures, so I'm not really, so far, so I'm probably not going to show you pictures, I just want to read it. Have you ever heard the word depression before? It might sound new, strange, or even scary. It's very scary for me. But it's actually something that a lot of people have. I am one of those people, and let me share my story with you. I don't remember the first time I felt my depression. You guys remember your first time? I think I was in junior high, and I had been really missing a friend that moved away, and I just started having these feelings. And they had the little quiz you could do at school near the guidance counselor's office. I did it. I tried to talk to my mom about it, and she just told me, oh, you just need to lose weight. I was not that. But it wouldn't go away, and so one of the ways I coped, the only way I could think of, is to make lists. So when I was feeling, I need to kill myself, I made a list. Not that I was going to do that, but it was just a way for me to put that down into words and, get it out of my body. And I still do that kind of today, but in a different way. Avery, not right now, honey. Go lay down. I usually do it with my poetry. If I'm feeling like, that I don't matter, I'll think of words of how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking about myself, and I'll take that, and sometimes I've done like little haikus, just word poetry, is using different words that mean the same thing, and it really helps. If you look at my poetry, you probably think I'm not that happy, and I'm not always happy, but it's a way for me to get it all out. And I've gotten out how much I love somebody, how they've hurt me, all sorts of different things. So if you like to write, that could be a way to do it. Sorry, I think this is going to be a long one, and I'm barely started with the book. So Kileah says, I didn't even know that what I was feeling had a name, but it felt like being trapped in a fog that I couldn't see through clearly. And there they kind of show the fog. I can't see through clearly. Talking, laughing, and doing fun things didn't seem to matter anymore. And color seemed to lose its color. Maybe I will show you some of the pictures. Songs sounded like noise, and it says noise a whole bunch of times, and nothing felt kind or beautiful or safe. I don't know if that's the same for everybody. I think for me, it just depends on the song that I'm hearing. If I feel I can't relate to it, I try to find one that I can relate to in that time, and sometimes it helps. When I felt depressed, it made me feel scared and lonely. I felt it like if I felt too much sadness, I would get swallowed up in that fog and disappear. Kind of like the words are. Rowena's coming over to help make me feel better. She thinks I'm sad because I'm reading about depression. Say hi, Rowena. Say hi, baby. helps me with my depression and my anxiety and my PTSD. Yeah, good girl. Everything made me feel like crying or being angry. I understand the angry. Sometimes I have anger and I don't even know where it's coming from. Sometimes for no reason at all. Just like that. Exactly what it says there. And sometimes I didn't feel even when I wanted to feel. I don't know if I ever had that. I sometimes felt like I was feeling too much. So to me this feel kind of reminds me of feeling too much and just wanting all that to go someplace else, which is why I think I wrote, because it was a way to get it out. Excuse me. I also do art sometimes. I haven't done art or colored in a while. My health and stuff. It's kind of hard. But maybe I'll start doing it again. Maybe it'll help me feel better in other things. It seemed like anything I did or said was wrong, and that I wasn't ever enough. That was one of my main things. The longer this went on, and that was one of my main things. That's what usually starts my depression, and then my anxiety comes. So the longer this went on, the more I would feel useless, wrong, bad, lonely, scared, and invisible. That's me pretty summed up in that. And of course, I thought I was the only one who felt this way. We always do, even though we know there's other people that would understand. We still feel that way. I sometimes am like, no one will understand, that I'm feeling this way. They'll just say I'm silly and to get over it. And sometimes it's hard to get over it. Make sure you have people in your life who are open to listening, even if they're far away. Like my best friend, Amy, she lives in Ohio, and I'm in Kansas, so it's about 14, 15 hours, maybe more, between us. And she's always willing to hear and let me vent about whatever's going on that I might need to talk about and get out. And I try to do the same for her. I'm not the best at initiating the contact sometimes, but I think that's just part of me being the way I am. But we've been friends for, 25 years, and consider her my bestest friend in the whole world. And I would literally, if something happened and she needed me right now, I'd be like, I'd tell Noel, gotta go, pack up Leon, and I would be there as fast as I could. I'd sell everything I had to if I had to get enough gas money to go see her and help her. That's how much I love my bestie. Call her my Amykins. And it says, but maybe I wasn't the only one. Have you ever felt this way? Like there's a wall separating you from someone else or everyone else? Like you can't be happy no matter how hard you try. Like you don't get to choose how you feel. Like everyone thinks you're fine, but you're not. And sometimes I say I'm fine. I've tried to get more into saying I'm okay if I'm not fine. Because sometimes it's hard to put exactly how you feel. And if you're not like totally horrible, but you're not fine, closest thing usually for me is okay. Or if I'm not sure, sometimes I'll just say I'm hot, or I'm hurting. I'm just gonna leave it at that and let it be open if someone wants to. Hey, why are you hurting? What? Yeah, it is hot outside. Stuff like that. Don't clomp my chair, please. Anyways, those are depression. Depression is a disorder that causes the brain to feel so sad, so discouraged, and lonely that it gets in the way of living life, and it does. There are times when I really, really, really want to go out, but I know if I went out, I probably wouldn't feel better. I'd probably feel worse because now I'm in a little bit of a funk. And so, best thing for me sometimes, if I don't feel like drawing, I don't feel like writing, I usually pick up a book or put on my favorite show. You just gotta find what they call coping mechanisms, things that help you feel better when you're sad or mad or any of those feelings. So how did I find out I had depression? How did kileah find out? Well, one day I started to cry and I couldn't stop. I've done that before. And words and tears came flooding out of me like an ocean. Words don't really come out. Tears up. And I told the most important person in my life all the things that I had been feeling inside of me, the things that they couldn't see. I told this person about the fog, the sadness, and the loneliness, and they hugged me. Sometimes you don't need words, you just need a hug or someone to sit there with you. And they finally saw what was going on inside of me. Finally, I wasn't alone anymore. And you're not alone. You're never alone. If you don't know who's the most important person in your life, usually it's the person that you feel you can trust and tell anything to. That's usually the most important person in your life. And if for some reason that person, doesn't understand, kind of maybe listen to them too, because maybe they're just trying to understand. Like sometimes, I try to ask my friend, this, and sometimes they'll say, oh, blah, 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 and so I'll try to repeat it, and say, you said this, is this what you mean? And say what I think they might be saying, because sometimes people say things one way, but they really mean it another way, but they're just trying to put it into words. So sometimes that helps if you have a friend that has it too, or if the friend is trying to do that, just try to help them understand. I know sometimes it may get frustrating, but I've even told Amy before, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. Everything was good, and then, such and such, and this is how I'm feeling now. And she goes, that sucks. Did anything happen, or are you feeling okay? Trying to help me, because she's known me long enough now that she can, even from however many miles away she is from me, even though she's that far away, she still understands and still usually can help me figure it out. And sometimes neither one of us can figure it out, and that's okay. She's willing to listen. You're willing to listen, or willing to just sit there and let them cry, give them a tissue, give them some water, things that you would want in that time that you think they might need, just sit with them. But if you leave the room in the middle of it, make sure you say, I'll be right back, I'm going to get you tissue, I'm going to get you water, I think you might be thirsty, because sometimes they think they're not thirsty, but they're really thirsty. Sometimes Leon will wake up and he'll be crying and he won't stop, but if I give him water, or if I give him his milk while, I'm trying to give him some cuddles, that's all he needs. Sometimes cuddles aren't enough. Sometimes you gotta have some mama's water or some milk. Let's see here. I didn't know exactly what I needed, but I knew that I needed H-E-L-P, help. Yes, it is always important to ask for help. And you may not need to see someone right away. Let's say, I think I might need to see someone, but, I'm not sure. I'm scared. Sometimes if you're younger, you can have the person come in with you maybe the first time. But I do know they do like to get you alone to work through stuff, because sometimes we'll say things that we wouldn't say in front of our mom or dad. And that's okay, because maybe after we talk it through with a counselor or a therapist or a pastor, whatever's in the other religions that is like a pastor, sometimes after that, we can go, Mom, I was talking, with the therapist, with, whoever, about this, and I couldn't really figure out how to put it into words, but this is how I'm feeling, this is what's going on, and I just wanted you to know, and it's not your fault if you don't ever feel comfortable doing it. That's okay, as long as you can talk to somebody about it. So Kileah got help, and the help looked like this. They met with the doctor. They let themselves feel those feelings, because those feelings are important. They talked to others. Have a group of friends that you can trust. Give yourself a break. That's important. Sometimes with school, and if you have a job and you do sports, you can get a little run down, and that can lead your body to, just crying and going into a depression, because you're burned out. So make sure you make time for you, time to read a book, draw, color, something that you enjoy that you don't feel any pressure to do. And if you don't really have anything, there's something you like doing that if you like painting, but, people are always pushing you to be a really great artist or something, or do pottery, and they want to put in shows, say, I just want to do this for myself and see what I can do. Sometimes when you're not under pressure, you do things that you never thought you could do. You can do an oil painting. I did an oil painting for school. I haven't done it since. That's something I enjoyed doing. I took a design class in my art class, and it was for fun, because all I needed was my credits for theater, so I got to sign up for a whole bunch of fun stuff. So I took design class, and I learned how colors work together, and merging, and how to design things out, and I got to design my dream room. Did my dream bedroom, and it was pretty. I know I'll probably never have that, because I had an unending supply of money to do whatever I wanted, so... But it's fun, stuff like that. Just find something. And I also garden. I just started gardening on my own, and it was kind of fun. I think the neighbor kids accidentally killed my strawberry plants. That's okay. I'll try again next year. And for the first time ever, I've done herbs, and it's so much fun. You can just go outside. Be outside. It really helps with depression. Another important thing sometimes is medicine. I've been on meds and off meds at different points in my life. You gotta make sure it's the right med, and if the med is making you feel super sad or giving you bad thoughts in your head, let your doctor know. Let your parents know if you're not above the age, and say, hey doc, this med's giving me bad thoughts. I think we might need to try something else. And be willing to advocate or push for something else if you're really scared of those thoughts. And another important thing is doing things you love again, like I was saying, gardening, drawing, music. Maybe you like to dance. You can just dance in your house. You don't have to go, turn on YouTube or Spotify or any one of those channel things, and whichever one you like best, and turn on your favorite music and dance. I sometimes, when I'm in the car, I'll be going like this, listening to my orchestrational music when I just want to chill out, and I'll just go do, 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 just for fun. Be goofy, be fun. doing more than I should. That hurt my wrist. And try not to let yourself be alone too much. I mean, unless you need to recharge your batteries. I'm a person that needs to be alone and recharge their batteries. Just make sure that the alone time is okay and you're not doing it because of your depression. Because sometimes I just like to be alone, to relax, not feel the pressure of mama life. But, and my husband respects that. He lets me have my alone time in the room, and sometimes I'll have to tell him, hey, I'm really enjoying this part of my book right now. Can you let me finish this chapter or this paragraph or this page? And then you can have my attention, just because me time's important too for anybody. But it's also important to listen to your husband, because sometimes they might have something important that they need to get off their chest. So if you ever feel like this now, or you have before, help may look like telling someone you feel safe with, someone you trust, talking with a counselor, your guidance counselor, a pastor, reverend, rabbi, whatever. Letting others take care of you. Tell them, hey, so your friends can say, hey, you go take a bath, go to a movie, let me take care of this for you, or, let me help you, what can I do to help? Oh, you need your house cleaned, can I do the dishes for you, and you can, do something that you feel you need to work on, if you're organizing your closet, something like that, offer to help. Helping others in need, trying medicine. And, it's okay to be scared. Every time I've had to get back on medicine, I'm always scared, because the wrong medicine for someone with depression, anxiety, and stuff, it can make it worse. So you just have to go into it saying, I'm going to try, and I'll let them know if I feel worse instead of better. Make sure the doctors listen to you. Make sure you're going to a doctor that you trust. My primary care doctor, I love her to death. I trust her. And she's the one that referred me to counselors and stuff I see. Because of that, I now trust my therapist and my psychiatrist. Psychiatrist is the person who gives you the medicine. The therapist is the person you talk to. Although you can talk to your psychiatrist too. Some are both, but mine mostly just deals with the medicine, and then the therapist deals with how I'm feeling on the inside, whatever I might need to talk about that. I feel like right now, I can't tell someone. They can help me work through it, and I trust them. I know if I told them, hey, I don't think this med's working anymore, we need to do something else, I know they would listen and help me find something else that would work. So kileah says, when I got help, something amazing started happening. Sharing about my depression took the bricks from the wall built around my heart and turned them into a bridge back to me, the real me. And that can be true. Sometimes you're not you. I remember when I lived in Mystic, there was a time, for some reason, one day, I just was solemn as could be, and I didn't know it was depression. I was just going through. My friend was like, where's Deborah? Where's Deborah? Where's, you're not being funny, I didn't feel like being funny. I just wanted to go inside for a little bit, inside of me, and observe the world. I'm still a little bit like that, but if I trust you, I can be a goofy, silly person. I mean, you've seen it in my videos, and I'm wearing yours. But anyways, I started to notice all the colors, music, and smiles around me again. I could sit in the sunlight and laugh without having to pretend anymore. Sometimes when you have depression, you feel you gotta wear masks, and that can be exhausting. Well, even with anxiety, sometimes that happens. feel like you gotta wear a mask because, people expect you to be a certain way, and you don't want to be that way. If they really love you, they're going to love you when you're, and they're going to love you when you're, because you can't have one without the other. Everyone goes to different parts all the time, and we may not see all those sides. We may just see the happy, fun side of the person. And like Robin Williams said, sometimes the most funniest person out there has the most darkest corners in their soul, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's true. I mean, some of the funniest, happiest, laughiest people are the loneliest people in the world, and it's good to check up on them too, because they may look like they're okay, but they may be hiding because, oh, I'm the funny guy, I gotta be funny all the time, or, oh, I'm the crazy guy, Just remember, you don't have to do that all the time. And I was learning to see through the darkness and the fog without letting it take over. That's important. You can have a little bit of that darkness, but remember to have a little bit of the light too. So now when I start to feel depressed, I remember that I'm not alone. Sometimes that's hard to remember. Tell someone how I'm feeling. Sometimes I don't do that. But I get the courage up, sometimes sending a text out, to your friend or your friend group saying, hey, feeling kind of icky. Do something that makes you happy. Very important. And ask for help. So here is an appendix or an outro about the book. It says, hey grown-up, you might have seen a lot of things in this book that mirror what you see in your own life, or your child's life, or that of someone you love. I can imagine that you may have your own questions. The biggest one probably being, where do we go from here? Well, first, you aren't alone. Let the child you know, or the person you love, know that they're not alone too. Next, ask them how they're feeling and be open to sharing your feelings too. Share that you've noticed that things seem to be different with them and that you want to be there for them, or just let them know that you are there for anything they may need, as long as it's legal. After that, ask how you can help. How can I help you? What can I do? What do you need? They may not know exactly what they need. Ask them, do you need someone to listen? Can you help them find a doctor who may help, or a counselor? In groups, sometimes there are groups. There's here in town, there's a grief support group for people who have lost loved ones. Sometimes I think about going because I'm still dealing with the death of my brother. But I've tried a couple of the group ones before and they just didn't work for me. So I'm kind of hesitant to try again. I think if it becomes too much like it has in the past, I may try to go. Above all, be there for them. Don't abandon them. Sit with them, listen to them, and be open to how they're feeling. Anything they're feeling is perfectly alright, even if you think they shouldn't be feeling that way. They are feeling that way, and that way that they're feeling is okay. There's a whole bunch more of these books. I'll show you here. There's a website, and they also have a list of the books. There are more kids' books about. There's belonging, feminism, money, racism, creativity, failure, gratitude, adventure, cancer, body images, mindfulness. Probably tons more out there. If this is your own book, you can also put notes of things that maybe you want to talk about, or that mean a lot to you in the book, or anything. And I guess I'm going to have to add this because it says share that you read, tell somebody, post a photo, or give this book away to share what you care about. And it says add a kid's book about. So I guess I'll have to tag them in this so they know. And look at their website, see if there's any that might be of interest to you. And guys, have a good day. Bye.